Hey everybody, Gavin Day coming to you back after a week off for round 5 of the One Volleyball Premier League here in Toronto. It was a week off for me. It obviously wasn't a week off for these guys. And the first game of the night should be a good one. Madawaska Madmen taking on Bounce United. They faced off earlier this season and it was a 5-set barn burner that went to the absolute brink. We're expecting another game another good one here tonight, and we're going to get things going right away. It's going to be the Madmen getting the game underway, the match underway. Pedro Zikowski, the setter from Brazil, is going to get things started with the serve. Ray Cito's also here. James Madison. We are underway. And right away, Alex Miladinovich tries the setter dump. But he puts it right into the block, and it's going to be the first point to the Madmen. And they're up with an early 1-0 advantage. This time the set goes to Jory Mantha off the hands, out of bounds. And just like that, Soul Machine is on the board with their first point of the match. Miladinovich, the setter, back to serve for Soul Machine. Goes cross court to Cito. He's going to get the set right back. He goes down the middle. And there is a handset violation on the play to the Madmen. So the point will go to Soul Machine. Miladinovich. Set to Cito. This time he makes no mistake. Going into the back row. Makes it a 2-2 game here in the second set, or the first set rather, early on. Getting a little ahead of myself. Now Ray Cito back to serve. Former York University player. He missed the earlier matchup between these two teams, but as we've seen earlier this season, he can hammer those serves and attacks well. It's Uchenna Ofoa on the attack for Soul Machine, but he puts the quick set out of bounds. And so the serve will stay with the Madmen. Cito with the spin serve. And we're going to have to give up a 3-ball. It did its job. Now the set down the pipe comes Cito. And he picks up a big point. And already it's 4-2 for Madawaska. Cito's been putting up some numbers early. This time now he puts his serve into the net. And it's going to be Jory Mantha back to serve for Soul Machine. They trail early. It's just 4-3 though, so still lots of time. Mantha can hit him. Causes some trouble, and it is going to be a free ball on the back set. Cross court still going, but they'll get another crack at it. Whistle on the play. Handset violation to the Soul Machine. There's Nikola Dimitrievich, the setter. Got my setters confused a little earlier on there. But it is Dimitrievich, the setter for the Soul Machine. I've got myself sorted out. Now it's Battison. He puts his serve right into the net. And the Soul Machine will get the serve right back. It's Uchenna Ofoa back on familiar territory here at Ryerson University at the Madmen Athletic Center. He's a former Rams player himself, but he floats his serve well out of bounds. And then comes Jules Muhawe, the libero. Handles that serve. The set and the finish. Substitutions coming in for the Soul Machine. We've seen quite a bit this season. Paul Jakubiak coming in to serve. He's usually removed not long after. But Jakubiak. And a free ball at the net on the overbump. This play is still going, but it is now whistled dead. It is a lift, the call. Jakubiak back for a second serving opportunity. And the bump set. It's a little all over the place. It is going to be a free ball now. Chance in transition. The set to Kovac, but it's dug up well by Cito. But it is right over net. This time, quick set. Still going. Another free ball. Some great recovery play by the Madmen. The set comes to this side, but it's swung out of bounds by George Sakvarolidze. Good rally, good recovery play by the Madmen, ultimately winning that point. Hawaii handles it. Jakubiak still in the game. The set is to Sakvarolidze. Just gets over the block, and Cito forced to improvise. Sakvarolidze again with a little poke, but it's off the antenna. And so that is out of bounds. Point to the Madmen. Stefan Ristich serving for the second time. Kubiak to Sakvarolidze with a big swing. Again, good recovery play. It is going to be a free ball. Dumped right into the front court. Sakvarolidze again. Handled again by the Madmen. Now they have a chance. Joran Zeman with the poke. Sakvarolidze not able to finish it off. The set is to Cito this time. He makes no mistake whatsoever on that play. And the Madmen now lead 9-6. Nicholas Sandich comes in for Soul Machine. They're going with a bit of a two libero set now. Sets to Cito. Big block there at the net. Tyler Kovacs is the one I think got there. 3 players were up for it. Kovacs is going to claim that one and get a chance to serve. Former York Lion. A lot of these players once upon a time were in the OUA. Sets to Cito. This time he puts his swing long. He wanted a tip. It's not given. And it's back to being a 1-point game. These players also played in the college system. All sorts of all-Canadian honors all over the court you'll see tonight. Zeman on the attack. Kovacs can't handle it well. And the point goes to the Madmen. And they're in double digits here in the first set. Going back to serve, Louis Pierre Mainville. 8 years of experience with the Canadian national team. Under, at the time, Glenn Hogue, as that team made massive strides on the international scale. He puts his spin serve right into the net. And then lets Matthew McGirt, the libero, come into the game. Alex Elliott now to serve for Soul Machine. Novers bump at the head. Channel 4, pardon me, tried to attack, but it's blocked right there at the net. And I think it was Jakubiak. Zhukowski, pardon me, there to serve, and the setter, Zhukowski. Serving, the sets to Mantha off the hand, still going, chance in transition for the Madmen. And Cito on the attack, Mantha's there, huge block though. Once again, that 3-man block puts up a wall. And I think that time it was Mantha who made the block. There's nothing really quite like a big block to fire up a team. Soul Machine, bringing back some familiar faces. Josh Collins, Nikola Dimitrievich. It's going to be Dimitrievich to serve. Goes cross court, Cito. Sets to Zeman, and he hammers that one right down to the floor. And the Madmen lead 12-10 in set number 1. Cito flips this one. The set, Mantha with the poke. Great dig by Cito to keep it going. That one had eyes for the floor. It is going to be a free ball though. Dimitrievich, the sets to Mantha, right down the middle. Neither side able to break away here in the first set. Still just a 1-point game. And it is Mantha who's back serving. Powerful spin serve. Battison off the hands, took something off it. Another transition opportunity here for Soul Machine. Kovacs off the hands, great dig. Not able to do anything with it though, and we are tied at 12. The serve, the set. There was a touch on the way out of bounds, and that is spotted. And the Madmen will get that point. Ristich with the finish. Battison, the serve. Dimitrievich, the sets to Kovacs. Goes cross court. Nice dig by Battison. And Ristich with a chance to finish off the hands and down. Point to the Madmen. Ristich, his second season in the league. Played at Ryerson and at U of T. He's also got some pro experience in Germany with Chemie Volley Mitteldeutschland. Madison serves to Kovac, a quick set. Afoa can't finish, now in transition, down the pipe, Ray Cito. Oh my. Madison the serve, Kovac. Collins, he goes cross court off the hands. Zhikowski tries to keep it going, as does Joran Zeman. Not able to get it back into play. It is a point for Soul Machine. And serving for Soul Machine, Jeremy Hoekstra. Durham College player in his college days. One-handed set. Louis-Pierre Mainville improvises a little bit, finishes it off. Just sort of punches it down to the floor, and it's 16-13. A little bit of daylight here for the Madmen here in the first set. They are unbeaten, 4-0 so far in League One. Soul Machine, meanwhile, are 2-2. Coming off a loss last week to the Magnus Spartans. As a serve by the Madmen goes long, a couple changes coming back in. Sack by Relidze back in, as is Paul Jakubiak. Jakubiak is back to serve. His team trails by 2 points here in the first set. Line drive, serve. Tchaikovsky, the shoot set over to Mandel. He can't finish it off. And then Zeman off the hands and down. And the point goes to the Madmen. Is going to be serving this one in. Floats it. Call at the last second to let it go. It's a good call in the end as the serve goes long. Sandich thought about it until the very last minute. And it is Kovac. Back to serve. Powerful spin serve, but right away the flag goes up for out of bounds. And it is Mayville put his serve right into the net on his first serving opportunity. And who's had a very good international career. Sets to Mantha off the hands. Battison thought he almost had that one. But it's back to a 2-point game. The Madmen lead 18-16 here in the first set. And it's Elliott, former McMaster Murata, who serves up the ace. Not really much on it, but it handcuffed him over there. Ristich unable to handle it. And again, it's a 1-point game. Elliott. Zito now has some trouble, and back-to-back aces. Alex Elliott single-handedly tying this game. 18-all. Elliott catches this one. The littlest float serve just clears the net and fools the Madmen. They were sitting deep, and there's that hole right in the middle. And they call a timeout because Alex Elliott on fire at the service line. Not literally, because they're not the most powerful serves, but they're cheeky, and they're finding their way in and causing a little havoc, and they lead now 19-18 here in the first set. We're just going to take a quick break for a timeout. And here we go. We'll see what the timeout does to Alex Elliott's serving prowess. This one is handled by McGurr. The set's to Cito off the hands. Out of bounds, tie game, 19-all. And so the timeout works as it's supposed to. As Alex Elliott's service game is disrupted. When these teams met back in round 2, the Madmen took it in 5 sets. They won the first set, lost the next 2, won the 4th one, and then the 5th one as well. Great dig on the play by Cito. He's going to get this bump set now. The little poke finds its way behind the block and in front of Jakubiak, pardon me. And the Madmen retake the lead, 20-19. Kovac is blocked from the back row. Didn't get much on it. The set might not have been to his liking. It's now a 2-point game as the Madmen have refinding some late form, the form you have when you're 4-0. And now Uchenna Ofoa into the block, out of bounds. And Soul Machine get the serve back and the point. The setter, Nikola Dimitrievich, back to serve. Former McMaster Marauder, 4th in the league in perfect sets last year. Goes cross court with his serve. Cito handles it. Not the best set for Battison. Now in transition, Mantha takes something off it. Still effective. Tie game. Dimitrievich again to serve and out of bounds. Cito, his team 3 points away from taking the first set. He floats one in. The quick set off the hands and in. And so Soul Machine tied this game back up once again. They really didn't expect it to be any other way than close here tonight. That's Mantha. Let's see what he can do. Cito handles. Set, Ristich into the block. And then at the net, Collins off the hands. The Madmen now. Zeman off the hands, out of bounds. There was a touch. And the Madmen get the point, 23-22. Into the game, Liam Gray, the setter. We've seen him do some libero as well this season. We've also seen him as a serving special, former Georgian college player, but he puts this one out of bounds. And we're tied once again at 23. Hoekstra back in to serve. George Sakalidze, pardon me, he's not in it. Just see Hoekstra coming in. So is Alex Elliott. Hoekstra Sets to Zeman. Takes something off it. But it's right at the net, and Mayville there to punish them for the mistake. Almost an opportunity in transition for Soul Machine. Instead, it's set point for the Madmen, 24-23. Zeman the serve. And there is a double hit called. Soul Machine don't agree with it, but the first set go to the Madawaska Madmen. They take the first set, 25-23. And they're going to switch ends, get back underway in just a few minutes, and we're just going to take a quick break as they make the change. There we go, ready for set number 2. And it followed exactly the same script as the last time these two teams met. Madmen winning the first set just as they did earlier this season, back in round number 2. (25-23) was the first set. Just checking the lineups for both sides. McGurr coming in for Mayville. There's Zhukovsky, Mathieu Poulin, Joran Zeman, James Battison, and Ray Cito for the Madmen. Jock Allens, Tyler Kovac, Nikola Dimitrievich, Uchenna Foa, Joey Mantha, and to serve, Alex Elliott. He caused some chaos earlier in the first set. This time it's handled. Cito right off the bat, right down the pipe for the first point of the second set. The Madmen changing things up a little bit. They're a little more crowded around the middle of the net. That's where Elliott poked in a couple of his serves in the first set. And it's going to be Battison to serve. They let it go, but it's in. Sandich caught in 2 minds. He went for it, let it go. But it is an ace for Madison, and it's early 2-0 lead. This time it's let go, and wisely done as it's long. And so Soul Machine with their first point of the second set. Jules Muhawe back in as they do a libero switch for Soul Machine. And Mitrovic. Libero first to set. It's going to be a free ball now. In transition opportunity for Soul Machine. Over bump by Muhawe to handle it. And Mantha poked. There's a net violation on the Madmen. It's a little scrappy point, but we're tied 2-2. Mitrovic floats this one long. So some service errors early. Joan Zeman's back to serve. He's been an assistant coach here at Ryerson under head coach Adam Simak. And the set, Kovac. Second crack at it. This time Mantha. McGurr handles this one now. Down the pipe comes Cito. Off the hands. Out of bounds. And a point for the Madmen. They lead now 4-2. MVP in 2011 and 2012. The set here is blocked as Collins tried to go on the attack, but two-man wall there. Wins the point for the Madmen. So I was saying about Zeman has played professionally in the Netherlands, Germany, and Sweden. Not bad places to live and to work. This time, no, spin serve goes out of bounds. Soul Machine with some early work to do. They trail at 5-3 after losing the first set, 25-23. That one finds its way in. Mantha with the ace. And that's how you get points on the board quickly. Team trailing. Put up an ace. See what he can do again. There's a big hole in the front court as they sit deep for his spin serve. One's handled. A quick set, Mayville. Muhawe there for it. Now Kovac. And a big block. Collins is there. Afoe is also there, but I always look for the guy who's celebrating the hardest, and that time it was Josh Collins, so I'm going to credit that block to former Purdue of Fort Wayne player. And Mantha again to serve, and I've tied at 5. Catches a piece of the net. Zhukowski, a set to Zeman. The block is there, but it goes out of bounds. And it is Mathieu Poulin to serve. University of Fanshawe College and Western University. OUA All-Star, this time at Western, spin serve. Kovac handles. Quick set, Afoa finishes. Quickly as you like it. And now Afoa. Tricky spin serve. The set's to Zeman. Off the hands, out of bounds. Point to the Madmen. Who was the first overall pick in the One Volleyball Toronto Premier League draft to start this season, and for good reason. Played with Canada at the 2010 World Championships in Italy. Second serve goes into the net, though. Shake of the head from him. He's hit a couple serves into the net so far today. And Jakubiak and Sakfaralidze substitute back in for Soul Machine. It's Jakubiak to serve this one in. Rigger, Zhikowski. In transition, Elliott just dumps it off. This time it's Cito. And it's effective as Mantha tries the dig, but it goes off the antenna, which is out of bounds, and so it's a point to the Madmen. So Machine players calling for a towel or something to dry up a little slickness. Save is the setter, Zhikowski. Kovac handles over bump. And James Battison with the finish right there at the net for the Madmen. Pro career for him. Took him to Austria and the Netherlands. He also played a little bit on the beach. And Zhikowski again. This time it's handled better. Elliott swings and puts it out of bounds, though. And it's another point for the Madmen as they take a 3-point lead. It's 10-7. Zhikowski, who played at the youth level for the Brazilian national team. Bump set. Sakfaralidze. Cito's there with the block. And the Madmen are starting to cruise a little bit here. They now have a 4-point advantage. As Sakfaralidze didn't get really much on it, and the block was right there, willing and waiting to make the stop. Zhikowski goes at Kovac. Down the pipe comes Mantha. And nothing you can do about that one if you're Mathieu Poulain. Kovac to serve. Big spin serve from him. The set is to Zeman. Right there on the block. Sakfaralidze. Not a solid wall at the net there. Their sort of hands were all over the place, but Sakfaralidze was there to stop Zeman. And it's back to being a 2-point game for Tyler Kovac. Zeman comes again, this time just a little poke. The set, Mantha. Not much you could do with that shot, the shoot set there. Sort of right at the net, not really one you can wind up on. And it's called for the double hit, and it's Cito who's going to be back to serve this one for the Madmen. Goes at Mantha, who does well to retrieve. Elliott improvises. Now an over bump at the net. Poulain puts it down. Soul Machine as they now trail 13 to a break. Set to resume. 13-9 for the Madmen, and it's Cito back to serve. Madmen, as I mentioned, 4-0 so far in the league. Sewing Machine are 2-2. These teams went the distance a couple weeks ago. That was a busy night. Both matches on the men's side went to 5 sets. It was a very tiring night for yours truly, and I wasn't even playing. So from Cito, over bumped. And the point will go to the Madmen. Cito, who's played in France and Germany this past year, played with Lumberg in Germany. Big serve there. Kovac handles. The set is to Mantha. Went out of bounds, but took a touch off the block on the way. And so it's 14-10 in favor of the Madmen. Sewing Machine with some work to do with Alex Elliott on the serve. They'll need him to knock a few aces in like he did last time. Not going to do it this time. And Mantha on the attack. We'll get a second crack at it. This time a four. Off the hands, out of bounds. And that's one back for Sewing Machine. Elliott to serve, floats it. Bump set to Poulan, goes cross court, eludes the block, finds its way to the floor. Madison with the serve, sets to Mantha. He just sort of muscles it to the cross court. And the set to Mayville, right at the net, and he finishes. And it is Madison to serve for the Madmen. York Lion in his collegiate career. He serves up an ace. Mishandled by Nikola Sandic. This time, Patterson goes long. So it's a 5-point advantage for the Madmen. They lead 17-12. Starters back in for Sewing Machine. Matrievich, the setter, is back to serve. Cito awkwardly handles it. The bump sets to Zeman. The block is there, but another chance for the Madmen. And Poulan, cross court, kill for Mathieu Poulan. Liam Bray back in, as is Jeremy Fanton. Not seeing him tonight. Former Sheraton College player, but it is going to be Gray to serve. And serve from him into the net. Is going to serve this one up for Sewing Machine. You can hit him. Here it comes. Dives right in front of Zito, who does get to it. The set's to Poulan. Shoots his swing wide. And it's a point to the Sewing Machine on serve. Now a 4-point disadvantage for them. It's 18-14 for the Madmen. Mantha, booming serve. handled though, and Fanton, that one, the flag points to in. It's an immediate impact for Jeremy Fanton off the bench. And Mathieu Poulin is going to serve this one. His team up 19-14. Second set win is in sight for them. They won the first one 25-23. And Holiday handles the set. Collins pokes it over, causing a little chaos. Now on the free ball, Afoa. McGurr gets to it. It almost looked like he caught it rather than actually getting a play to keep the play going. So it is a point for Madmen, or sorry, for Soul Machine, pardon me. And Jakubiak is brought in to serve this one. He needs to start putting up some points. His team trails 19-15. Poulin. McGurr the set. This time McGurr sets to Fanton. He goes cross court. Dimitrievich gets it to Collins, who can't handle it. And now 5 points away from taking the second set. And it's Madel. Hasn't hit some of his serves true tonight. Ali Grossinger, the Madmen coach, calls for a towel again as there's a little slickness on the court. And Louis Pierre Mandel to serve as we resume things here. Serve from him there, it's handled though, the set. Kovac to finish. If you are in the Toronto area, these games are every Thursday night. Come on down. We've got a good crowd out tonight. It's OVA night, pardon me. Players from various club teams out. Check things out. And they are giving away prizes tonight, by the way. So have a look at premiervolleyballleague.org for more information. And Madmen now on the attack. Cito checks his run and then puts his swing right out of bounds. 20-17 for the Madmen, still on serve. Our Soul Machine as they close that gap a little bit. Jakubiak puts his serve just long. Good communication by the Madmen, letting him know, letting McGurr know that the serve was long. He was going to make go for it until the very last second, dived out just in time. And Pedro Zhikowski to serve. Goes at Kovac. The quick set by Jakubiak. Not what they had in mind, as it looked like Manta was coming down the pipe, but the set was nowhere near where you want to put it for someone coming in from the back row. Elliott the set. Sakvaralidze right into the block. 3 men there. And it's another point for the Madmen as they take a 23-17 lead, looking to make quick work of this second set. Timeout coming from Soul Machine as they try to figure stuff out. And as always, they're taking a break, and I will too. And if you need any more encouragement to come down and check things out, as I just mentioned, here at the Madmen Athletic Center, beer is now on sale at the concession. Just going to leave that there as we come out of timeout. 2 points away are the Madmen from taking the second set, and it's Zhikoski serving again. And there is, I believe, the handset violation. Indeed, that's the call. And the Soul Machine may just want to forget this second set. They now trail 24-17. The Madmen chance to finish it off. Kovac shoots set over to Elliott. He can't handle it. And there's a little block at the net, and that is the second set. And Madawaska Madmen take the set. 25-17. We'll be back in just a few minutes as they do the exchange for the third set. For the third set, the Madawaska Madmen trying to finish off a 3-0 sweep. Things over on the other court. Bounce United and Soul Machine on the women's game are tied at 1 after 2 sets. That live stream is also up and running. Keep an eye out for the link on the One Volleyball YouTube page, and it's Zhikoski get things started for the Madmen. Dimitrievich, Mantha cross court, right out of bounds, no touch, and Madmen once again with the first point of this third set. Still to come this evening, Bounce United taking on the Magnus Spartans. That one will get going as close to 8:30 Eastern time as possible. And the set, Mantha again, this time off the pans of Poulain, out of bounds. And the point for Soul Machine, and it's 1-1 early in the third set. If you do want to, I try to tweet out the links when they're up and running. Check me out on Twitter, Gavin L. Day. And that link will go up as soon as I can before the next match. Joran Zeman gets the point for the Madmen, sending Mathieu Poulin back to serve. Magnus Spartans coming in 2-2. Bounce United still looking for their first win, but they've played a number of close games. There's so much competition in this league. Dmitrijevic, Afoa out of bounds. He's always angling towards that sideline, and he puts it straight out, no touch. And it is an early 3-1 advantage for the Madmen, on course right now for win number 5 out of 5 this season. As Poulin puts his serve just out of bounds, it was not very far off. It's Tyler Kovac taking things back for Soul Machine, trying to keep this match alive. They need to win this set or it's game over. Nice serve from him. The set. Ristich the finish. Dmitrijevic can't get good contact on it. And the Madmen's second hit in the One Volleyball League draft finishes that point off well. And the serve comes in and goes wide. There's Ryan DeBruin, put that serve out of bounds. Afoa, Ristich gets it. Manville tries to finish. Get another crack on it. Manville there, no block in front of him, and he makes no mistake with the finish right down the middle. Joran Zeman serving this one. It's been served from him. The set over to Mantha. The little poke. McGreer's there though. And then in transition, Ristich tries to finish. And Elliott cross court with the finish. Actually, pardon me, that's Brian Foutler checking into the game and finishes that one well. Former Queens University player. And Mantha goes at Manville. And Ristich tries to finish. Sets to Foutley. Improvised and finished well, right down the middle. Nicely done by him. He checked his run. Had to watch that set from Mantha. It was an improvised play the entire way, but a great finish from him. Mantha again to serve. He brings the power this time, and it's an overbump. Chance in transition now. Quick set. And get another chance. Mohawe sets to Mantha. Back row. Off the net. And there was no block, and so it came down on Soul Machine's side, and so it is the Madmen's point. Breaking a bit of a run. Stefan Ristich. Foutley gets to it. Down the pipe comes Kovac. And he finishes well. And it's Foutley again. He was actually the player of the game for Soul Machine in these teams last meeting. But he puts his serve long there. Here comes Louis Pierre Manville. Likes to serve it from that left side. Spin serve from Hinton. Dmitrijevic the set, back row. Kovac splits his swing out of bounds though. And no touch was anywhere nearby. And so it's 8-6 in favor of the Madmen here in the second set. They won the first one 25-23, 25-17. Looking to make quick work of this evening. Manville, cross court, Kovac handles, gets the set back, puts his swing off the hands, out of bounds, and a point for Soul Machine. Elliott, let's see how the Madmen try to defend. They move forward, they know the little floater's coming. And the set, Poulin, out of bounds, is it right out? No touch, say the referees. And it's a Soul Machine point. We are tied at 8. Elliott, the serve. Poulin just can dump it over. Now a chance in transition. The setter dumped by Dimitrievich. And it's effective. It leads to a point. Let's see what Elliott can do now. Sets to Zeman. Thought it caught a piece of the antenna. The flag is up. Madmen pleading their case. I'm inclined to agree with our linesman there. I thought I saw it hit the antenna as well. When that happens, that means it is straight out of bounds. Elliott still on his serving game. His team up by 2 now. From the back row comes Zeman. 2-man wall there. I think it was a Foa who got that one. Elliott still on serve. Goes from a different side this time. But he puts it right out of bounds. A good call from the sidelines there. Stops the bleeding for the Madmen. It was Zhikovsky who's going to serve this one in. Good serve from him. Set. Kovac. We get a second crack at it. This time to Mantha. Now in transition. Sets to Poulin. Block is there. And the point to Soul Machine. Soul Machine doing enough right now. Down 2 sets, but up 12-9 here in the third. And you know how momentum goes. If they could take one, suddenly they are right back in this game. McGurr, Zhikovsky to Poulin, cross court. Simple as you like it. And Poulin will serve here. Attempt to call out of rotation. Joran Zeman, before the serve, he wanted the Soul Machine to be called out of rotation. They still win the point though. My mistake, I am correct. They did win the point. De Bruin was there on the block. But both De Bruin and Zeman were trying to get the call as the serve came in for an error on the team's rotation. Out of position players, it wasn't forthcoming. But it's now a 1-point game. Poulin again. And an ace. Miscommunication by the Soul Machine players. And just like that, we're tied at 12. The serve this time, the quick set. Afoa, nicely finished by him. And Tyler Kovac is back to serve for Machine. Goes cross court, lovely. For an ace. Knew it right away, too. Snuck just inside the line. Kovac, who was Soul Machine's second pick in the one volleyball draft, showed just what he can do there. Let's see what other little tools he's got there to try and fool the Madmen. They're now overloading that one side. A nice little gap in the front court. Kovac just goes down the middle this time for yet another ace. And there's the timeout as the Madmen need to try to figure out where Tyler Kovac is going to put it. And they lead now 15-12, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. See what Kovac can do. Kovac. This time he goes for that spot in the front court. Almost fooled them too. And they'll get a chance in transition. The set. Foutley with the finish. Kovac again, Poulin handles it. Bukowski, the bump set, Ristich hooks it long. And Soul Machine firing on all cylinders now as the Madmen trying to find something here. They're now down 5, 17-12. Kovac again, McGurr. Bukowski, Zeman, cross court off the hands and out of bounds. So it is a point for the Madmen. Finding a way to stop the bleeding there. But now they have themselves a little mountain to climb. And now in for the Madmen is Pat Strokowski. Played professionally in Germany, former University of Guelph player. Griffin. Spin serve, Kovac handles though. The set, Mantha, attempted finish, but now in transition, Ristich rolls it over. Can't get much on it. Foa, Mayville the block. There's another chance, Mantha. This time gets the result they want. Soul Machine, chance to build up some of that oh so precious momentum. As Hoekstra is back to serve. Serve finds its way in, and it is another ace for Soul Machine. This time, though, can only put it into the net. 5-point advantage, though, for Soul-Machine as we reach the decisive few moments. It's Joran Zeman with some work to do for his team. Spin serve. There's one. Serves up an ace. That's one way to do it. It's 19-15 now. As thought they couldn't really get good contact with it. And Zeman again with a big serve. This time handled. Improvisation from Manville. Mantha goes cross court. Here's a transition opportunity. Ristich. And that's a second point that the Madmen have pulled back. Now a 3-point game at 19-16. It's almost like a 6-5-point advantage. So what for the Madmen? Trying to prove that no deficit is insurmountable. Set. Nice dig from Poulin. Sets up another transition chance. Ristich to finish. But there at the net, Elliott with the block. Bounce United players warming up in front. Samantha, his team fighting this third. How you do it, though, right into the net. And now, can the Madmen continue to close that gap back on serve? It's Ristich in. Floater. Set. Mantha from the back row. Not much on it. Transition chance now. Poulin. Once again, though, Elliott on the block. Dimitrievich was also there, but Elliott gets the hands to it for another block. And it is Foutley to serve. Oh my, all the way into the back row. Just a dead flat serve. There's some laughs on the Soul-Machine players. I think he would like to do that again. Keep in mind the Madmen are resting Battison, they're resting Cito right now. McGurr also not getting tons of time in libero. Mayville puts his serve just long. So 3 points away from a set win, our Soul-Machine. As I mentioned, in comes McGurr, the libero, resuming his position. And Elliott. Poulin. Set. Comes to the back row. Seaman cross court. A lovely finish from him. Madmen not letting this getting away, but they are running out of time. They have to close that gap right now, ideally for them. Zhukovsky to try his luck. Foutley, quick set. Afoa out of bounds. And those quick sets down the middle have been right in Uchenna Afoa's wheelhouse tonight, giving his team a chance now, 2 points away from taking the third set. And it's Dimitrievich serving. And he goes just long. And so one of the final lifelines in this set for the Madmen, and it's Mathieu Poulin who's knocked in a few good serves tonight. His team needs him to do it now if they have any dreams of finishing off this match in 3 sets. Mantha, the set comes back to him, right down the line and in, and it's set point. Once again, the Madmen are trying to argue rather, that Soul-Machine is out of rotation. Zeman pleading his case. Kovac, who's throwing a few serves in all over the court. Let's see what he does here. Kulan gets to this one. It's going to be a free ball now. Chance to finish it. Dimitrijevic, quick set of Foa off the hands, out of bounds, and that is set number 3. Soul Machine right back in it. They take that third set, 25-20, so they'll switch ends, and we'll be right back. Set 4 between Soul Machine and the Madawaska Madmen. Just about ready to go, and the Madmen bringing back Ray Cito, James Battis, and some of their heavy hitters. Stefan Ristich also in. Matthew McGurr, Pedro Zhikowski, and Jordan Zeman are the other players. And Shona Ofoa, Tyler Kovac, Nikola Dimitrijevic, Joey Mantha, Brian Foutley, and Alex Elliott. And it's Elliott to start this one off. That Rich off the hands, and it's out of bounds. They wanted a net violation. Soul Machine wanted a net violation on the play. And we're going to figure this one out. There is no down referee, which does complicate the matters. There was movement at the net. And I think there might have been one of the Madmen players saying, yeah, that was me, I did do it. So some good honesty. And it is a net violation to call, and Soul Machine win the first point of the fourth set. And Elliott. The line drive serve. Zhikowski, the set to Ristich. The foul is there. Another track at Ristich. Great defending by Soul Machine. Now a chance in transition. Back the Madmen's way. The little poke. Kovac. Big blocks though. Zeman and Battison. Battison is going to come back to serve this one. The Madmen took the first 2 sets. And the swing by Kovac goes out of bounds. No touch, says the referee. And so point on serve for the Madmen. Sewing Machine came back to take the 3rd set. Let's see how that does for them to potentially build some momentum. Kovac sets to Mantha from the back row, cross court, right out of bounds, no touch. And it's the Madmen out to an early 3-1 lead. Over bump, right at the net, chance to finish. Mayville's there. And it's the Madmen off to a very quick start, not wanting to give any more daylight or any more hope to Soul Machine. It's going to be Battison still serving. Mantha, a quick set, Afoa blocked, and then back off Dimitrievich and out of bounds. So even Uchenna Afoa, who's been so good with those quick sets down the middle, not able to find the right handle. And it is 5-1 for the Madmen. You'd imagine their point, and the Soul Machine are going to want to take a timeout, but not this time. Dimitrievich to Kovac. Another block at the net. Thought I saw the net move, but nothing untoward, says our referee. And it is 6-1, and there is the timeout. The Soul Machine wanting to get on the right page here, so we'll be back in just a second. Let's see what the timeout does. Potentially stem any momentum for the Madmen. They're up 6-1 here in the 4th set. The Soul Machine, after keeping their hopes alive in the last set, now find themselves in a big hole early. Set Mantha goes right down the middle from the back row. That's their 2nd point. Much needed. Now work to do for the Soul Machine, and it's Nikola Dimitrievich to try to start chipping away. Koski, Mayville on the quick set is blocked. Improvising Jordan Zeman with the finish. Smiles and laughs all around. Sort of a let's figure this out, quick set and finish. And everything is going the way of the Madmen right now. It's been served from Zeman. Set to Mantha. Now in transition, Ristich. Afoa there though, on the block. Tyler Kovac was a big reason why Soul Machine took that last set. His serving, we'll see what he can do here. Cito, though, handles the spin serve. Sets to Ristich, quickly finished off. And Ristich back to serve this one. Foutley handles the pass. Zeman. Back row. Mantha, pardon me, not Zeman. Back row finished it well. Foa. And there. So the flag goes up. I think he foot faulted. I saw a quick grab at the hamstring or knee, and you hope that Uchenna Foa is okay. Man who's played professionally in Finland since graduating from Ryerson University. He's got a little smile on his face, so hopefully it's not that bad. Shaking it off. But it was a foot fault on the play, and so it's 9-4 for the Madmen. And Louis Pierre-Manville, the veteran. Over bump on the serve. Koski there hammers it down. And it's double digits now for the Madmen. All started with a booming serve by Manville. Created the over bump. Let's see what he can do this time. Manville goes at Kovacs again this time. Better pass. Mantha to finish. And the Madmen can't chase that one down. And it is Mantha back to serve. His team trails 10-5. Stitch. Zhikoski. The bump was right at the net, and he had a blocker in his face. Lift is the call on Madmen, and so it's 1 point back for Soul Machine. It's now a 4-point deficit. Cito handles it, over bump. Foutley tries to finish. There's another point coming their way, another lift on the Madmen. I think it was McGurr. Where I smiled, I guess I'm seeing what's going on. Mantha pulling his team back. His serve catches a piece of the net. Zeman tries to go cross court. And then a mistake on the set as no one really chased down the pass for a Soul Machine. Zhikoski. Foutley. Dimitrievich has to dump it over. Cito puts it off the hands and out of bounds. Madmen now lead 12-7. Dimitrievich to the back row. Chance in transition now for the Madmen. Cito on the attack. And the finish. (13-7) in favor of the Madmen as they try to finish this game off. They won the first 2 sets. Koski. Mantha, his swing out of bounds, no touch. And the lead is now 7 for the Madmen. It's 14-7. Zhikoski. Complicated situation for Soul Machine. Mantha. Zeman off the hands and down. Another point in transition for the Madmen. And they are starting to run away with this one. 15-7. And there is another timeout for Soul Machine as they try to rally back together. They're down though, as I said, 15-7, and we'll take a break. from timeout. And time is running out on Soul Machine. They trail 15-7 here in the fourth set. They got themselves back into this match with a third set victory. But the Madawaska Madmen are looking to wrap things up here. And right out of the timeout, Foutley goes into the block. It's James Battison. And it's 16-7 as Battison was there. And Pat Strokowski in for Ray Zito. Set is Elliott right down the middle. The quick set is finished off. Strokowski has played for Volleyball Club Gotha in Germany. Collins. Quick set, Battison the finish. Collins Kubiak coming back in. As Strokowski serving with his team up by 9. Collins handles it. The set's to Mantha from the back row. Lands right in front of a diving Strokowski. And Soul Machine needing to put some points together. 17-9 with Alex Elliott serving as George Safaralidze comes back in for Chena 04. Elliott. Quick set is to Battison, but he puts it right out of bounds. And there's 1 point back. Elliott with the ace off the tape. Any way you can get them. And the margin now 6 points, 17-11 for the Madmen. Elliott's had a couple good serving games tonight, but then Battison with the quick set puts an end to that little bit of momentum. Battison, the best blocker in the league last year, serves that one in. Mantha, hoo-ha! When he's on his game, Joey Mantha is a very, very good volleyball player. And how's that for analysis? And that's Paul Kubiak to serve. His team down 18-12. And Lagur lets it go long. And the victory just a few points away for the Madmen. Comfortable 7-point cushion. 6 points away from taking the match. But Zeman puts his serve into the net. And Kovac trying to find some of that serving form that ran up a few points in the last set. Good serve from him though, but it's handled. Zeman from the back row. Not the most. There's a whistle actually on the play. Handset violation was the call. I was wondering why Soul Machine just looked like they stopped playing. That's the whistle was called, and I couldn't hear it. So it is 1 point back for Soul Machine. It's 19-14. Kovac in transition now. Mantha to finish cross court. That's another one. All started with Kovac's tricky serve that just sort of dove into the front court, right in the middle where that hole was. And his ability to pick his spots is helping Soul Machine here. It's now 19-15. Never say die from the Soul Machine. Kovac again, booming serve. This time, quick set Mayville. Unable to do much with it. Transition opportunity. So in comes Liam Gray, back to serve again. OCAA second team All-Star in his time with Georgian College, pardon me. And now Mantha with the big swing. Took a little something off it, but it swipes the block and finds its way down to the floor. So Machine not out of 20 to 16, and they've been chipping away a little bit. Sack for Lidze. At the last second, kind of dove out and gave Nikola Sandic a chance to serve. Quick set, Mayville finishes that one down the middle. And Louis Pierre Mayville 4 points away from a match point, but he puts this one into the net. And Mantha, big task for him, spin serve. Strokowski with the dig. Zeman tries to finish. Is it going to find its way to the floor? No, it isn't. Kovac, though, from the back row. The set, Strokowski, cross-court finish. And it is Zhukowski. Once they dry up the little moist spot on the floor there. Line drive serve, Collins struggles to handle it, but he gets the pass back from the back row, puts it off the touch and out. 22 to 18 now. Solar Machine trying to stave off match point situation here. Over bump on the serve. Elliott pushes it down. Collins, who's played in Italy, Qatar, and Egypt in a pro career. Big swing on the serve here, but his serve goes long. And the gap was closed a little bit, but it is 23-19, literally no margin now for error for Soul Machine. And the next point they lose, it'll become a match point situation. Strokowski, spin serve. Over bump. Chance now in transit in the set. Ristich cross court. Puts it down. And Strokowski for the match. It's 24-19. Catches a piece of the take. The set. Samantha. The dig, but it's right there at the net. Kovac can't finish. And Ristich off the hand, still going. But Kovac can't get to it. Puts it outside the antenna. And so that is the match. The Madawaska Madmen took the first two sets. Soul Machine took back to take the spot back to take the third one. But it is a 25-19 fourth set final. Madawaska Madmen go to 5-0. And Soul Machine dip to 2-3. Stay with us. Keep an eye out for the link for the second game coming up in just a little bit. You'll have Bounce United against the Magny Spartans. And until then, my name is Gavin Day, and I will talk to you guys in just a little bit.